drug seizures at the border skyrocketed during 2022, with law enforcement working tirelessly to prevent deadly narcotics from entering our country. Our border correspondent Jason Jones has the latest on this.
It's good to be with you. We've got some exclusive video here from the Texas Department of Public Safety's Elite Aircraft Division operating near Van Horn, Texas. And what you're about to see is what great law enforcement looks like when things are done right and an agency is directly in focus to protect the American people. This is Lieutenant Jimmy Morris, along with Sergeant Chris Root and Lieutenant Ed Mayfield, who's the pilot. These three individuals today in one shift took down 200 pounds of marijuana near Van Horn, Texas, pushed back a group of people who had entered the country illegally into Mexico, but also stopped drug smuggling from coming into the country. Take a look at what they found.
So we're about 25 miles south of Van Horn. Got this known smuggling route. And from the air, we can notice what looked like some narcotics being hidden.
Some bundles.
In this particular area right here. And as you can see right here, we got where some of the smugglers had set down one bundle here, and then
there's one right here.
And move all this crap right here, and lo and behold, get another bundle here. So
it's like decent size.
Yeah. So it looks like we got 4 bundles total.
Yeah, there's one right here. Put all this stuff on it.
And this is an example of what you hear me talk about all the time. La Línea Cartel, which is an enforcement wing for the New Juarez cartel, operates in that area out there. So it's either one of the two cells. But here's the thing at the end of the day. These law enforcement officers consistently, on a weekly basis, are taking drugs out of these mountains, which are being planted to be moved further into the country. And it's just an example of great work. You know, it was just a few weeks ago, they also got a large quantity of fentanyl mixed in what we call polyloads with marijuana. So once again, great work by the Texas Department of Public Safety's Aircraft Division. Back to you.
Our thanks to Jason Jones for that report. Well, the House Oversight Committee's announced that they'll hold a border crisis hearing on the president's policies that many believe are fueling illegal migration. When asked about the hearing, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told reporters, "We can investigate, and then that investigation could lead to an impeachment inquiry. I don't predetermine because I'll never use impeachment for political purposes." Joining us now to discuss this is former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. We appreciate you being with us, sir. Good to see you. I want to talk a little bit about the GOP's decision to hold these hearings at the border and what we can realistically expect.
Well, first of all, we've never seen anything like what we're seeing on the border now. Your coverage is excellent, demonstrating the record number of migrants that are being encountered, being turned back, but also the drugs. And I've been head of the DEA and responsible at Homeland Security for the border, and we've never got it perfect, but these are extraordinary numbers that we're seeing come across. And so it's very important that Congress hold these hearings. And I like the fact that they're focused on the policy. What's wrong? And there's a lot wrong with the Biden administration's policy on border security. What is it that this administration is doing that's signaling to Central South America that our border is open and to come on in? And so the policy part is very important to have this oversight hearing on. Clearly, Congress needs to act. And we should not have a comprehensive immigration bill. We need to have a border enforcement bill that goes through Congress to give the tools to the Border Patrol, to the extraordinary law enforcement efforts that are being conducted right now at the border.
You have the Biden administration wanting to end Title 42. They've reinstated catch and release, the migrant protection protocols. I mean, it's been a reversal from everything that the Trump administration did before. So when it comes to Republicans putting forward a plan that you won't have necessarily Democrats nor the president reject, what does that look like?
Well, there is a growing bipartisan cry from Democrat mayors across the country, even to Democrat governors, that says we have to do something because it's devastating our cities, our families, in terms of the drugs that are coming in. And so I do think some work can be done on a bipartisan border enforcement bill, border security bill. So let's see if that can be done. You mentioned Title 42. While we want that to be in place and the Supreme Court has given us time to operate, it's a public health emergency. And obviously we believe the pandemic is diminishing. We can't rely upon Title 42 in determinate length of time. And so we need to have a substitute for that gives us the ability to quickly extradite those back, bring them back across the border. We need to reform our asylum laws as well to give better tools to do it more quickly so it's not a catch and release. All of this takes either executive action or congressional action. And while the executive is not working on this and not doing what needs to be done, let's have congressional action. Let's start that ball rolling, and it starts with the Republican Congress.
Do you think that one of the concessions from Democrats will need to be amnesty or perhaps a pathway to citizenship for the so-called dreamers, the deferred action childhood, in other words, migrants who came to the United States as children?
Well, I do. I mean, first of all, whenever you're looking at the DACA recipients, they have a legal status in the country right now, and so they're not threat of being expelled. The question is the path to citizenship for those that are here in different status, not just the children, but others. And that has to be delayed because you can't get a consensus on it now. Let's get what we can get done, which is a border enforcement bill. And I say we can get it done, at least we can start the ball rolling. Let's focus on that, see if we can get some bipartisan tools that are needed. Combination of resources, combination of redefining our policies for expedited removal and asylum. These are steps that need to be taken, a replacement for Title 42 whenever that lapses. It's all in Congress's lap if the executive branch does not act.
When you say this falls with Congress and also maybe the executive branch, how much responsibility rests with the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas?
Well, of course, he oversees those incredible Border Patrol officers, the ICE agents that are doing extraordinary work out there. So this is not a problem with the agents on the streets or the law enforcement professionals. It's a problem of policy. And of course, Mayorkas is presumably carrying out the policy of this administration and President Biden. So it's appropriate to bring Secretary Mayorkas before Congress and say, why are we doing it this way? Why is this policy in this way? And what can we do to replace it and make it stronger? That's an appropriate hearing, and we need to be aggressive on that. Whenever you talk about impeachment, my view is that shouldn't happen unless there is wrongdoing. And to me, the wrongdoing is policy, that we've got the wrong policy in place that needs to be fixed. It can be fixed, much of it by executive action, but ultimately Congress has to act, and I think that's what Secretary Mayorkas will tell them. Give us better tools, replace Title 42, fix the asylum laws, give us the resources that are needed. And so I think that'll be some of the answers that you hear, but we need to have those hearings as soon as possible.
Governor Asa Hutchinson, we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Great to be with you today.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.